Are we live? Are we live? Yeah, we're live. Wonderful. Okay, awesome. Thanks for helping us figure out if this thing is live. Welcome to weekend live sessions with us. Me and Steven here at T Curious. Welcome. We're live. Um, hello Jay. Hello Steven. Hello this Steven. Hello Marie. Hello Joe. Welcome, welcome to Saturday. Yeah, happy Saturday. Today's live session is about The Purge. It's our challenge we've been running for October. Our Halloween themed, my excuse to like make really bad tea jokes of many kinds to the greater degree than usual. But today is the last, second to last day before The Purge ends. The Purge is about like destashing tea, drinking down teas that you don't like or don't want to deal with or don't know what the heck they are. Just kind of minimizing the stuff that's in your stash that makes you feel not good, whatever it is, for any reason at all. For me, that's been a journey of like kind of letting teas go that don't serve me anymore. It's a very abstract way of saying it. The stuff I don't like anymore. I want it out of my life. I want to have less stuff that doesn't make me, content or happy. And I have a lot of that stuff. So letting go of that has been my purge. But for you, maybe there's another approach that you have. To your purge teas. I don't know. Is it that you buy too much tea than you'd like, or you're keeping too much tea that you're not a fan of, or do people give you teas that you don't like? Whatever it is, we're on the same page. Purging, letting go of shit. Just, yeah, cool beans. And I'm excited about the tea I'm bringing today. I'm going to tell you guys about it later on. This is an ancient tea. So old and so loaded. But I'm so interested in seeing what you guys have that you brought for the purge. Because like I said, this is not a spectator challenge. This is about also your journey. And I would love to hear you in terms of what you are purging lately and today and so on. Nicole from Tea For Me, please. Welcome. And Gong Fuma, welcome. Neil, welcome. Yeah. Joe saying hi from Ceremony. They're a tea shop in, God, is it Rhode Island? God, Massachusetts. Ceremony is awesome.
Moved. Where are they? I don't know.
I think they moved down the road.
Same town.
So thank you for joining us. We are big fans of them and also just practicing with people in person. So, but then if you're home tuning in right now, that's fine too. Welcome. And yeah, let us know what you guys are drinking. What did you bring? What did you bring? What kind of teas did you bring? What are you struggling with the purge? Yeah, want to hear about it. Right now, the tea I'm having is not a purge tea. This is a tea that we broke into before to get ourselves mentally and physically prepared for whatever the heck this is going to be. This thing here, but we have this tea. And like, yeah, I'm still testing out our system here, so I'm going to press a button and I hope it works. Boop. Yeah, there we go. So this is our morning tea. This is Hutsahal from Zwolwang. I'm honestly not wanting to let it go, I was like, maybe we should just drink it for the stream, but that's a social media life. A tea wants to like be drunk, and I gotta like ask it to wait for us for a little bit longer because we gotta do a purge tea. But it is nice to have a tea that you like a lot on hand if you are purging, in case you don't want to deal with like, bad tea that makes you feel uncomfortable, nasty tasting tea. So I'm gonna put it to the side in case this tea attacks us in any way. And when I say attack, like headache, stomach ache, heartache, I don't know, whatever it is, we have this tea with us today. So yeah, welcome again. We will get started in a little bit. Shiloh, welcome. And Jermaine, welcome. Yeah, nice to see you guys too. So I'm seeing that Joe is alone at Ceremony, ready to purge. Wonderful. And Jay has some old Tieguanyin. Weird. That's spooky. That's spooky. That's really spooky. This is gonna work. Spooky. You have Tieguanyin? Look what I have. Ooh. It's that soul connection between tea people. Nicole from Tea For Me, please, has all the green teas. I have all the green teas also. Shiloh is blending a ripe Nanwo Shu with a Zhengshan Xiaozhong. What? That sounds awesome. That sounds really, really good. Yeah. Nice. Off Takeoff, welcome. Esther, welcome. Welcome to our purge session today. So, yeah, this tea that I'm going to bring for the purge today is, I'm going to do this thing again. Fancy! Thanks, Stephen. Dragon Tea House, Tiguanyin. All due respect to Dragon Tea House. I think of them as a teaware site, very reliable teaware site. I don't think of them as an oolong vendor. So yeah, and this is yeah. I'm going to open up. Been trying to do that more. This is a really old tea from my ex. So like I said, the purge, it takes so many different forms, right? Like, is it buying habits? Is it hoarding? Is it not having enough space in your house? Is it like teas that have like a weird emotional connotation? And I'm over my ex. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But it's still weird to me when I see this label and I see his handwriting, and it's like weird. And then it's also prevented me from gifting this to someone else because I don't want to gift a bad juju to someone. You know, like, you know, when you guys gift teas to someone, it feels like gifting a little piece of yourself, right? I find it to be a pretty serious thing. I think some of you are also more able to just give things without an emotional connotation. Everyone's different. But for me, I'm like, oh, if I gift this to someone, like a little bit of me is being gifted to them, so I want to give them something with some good juju. And this is not good juju. So it's been here waiting since 2014. This is 7-year-old Tiguanyin from Dragon Tea House. Already frightening, and then from an ex. And a lot of it, look at how much there is. So yeah, when I have this tea, I have so many mixed feelings because I'm like, do I hate you? Do I love you? Do I like, what do I do with you? Do I drink you? I think it was Nick on server on the Discord who was like, do I drink this tea just to like get it out of my life? What do I do with it? And then Ella was like, well, you have some other teas to purge. Maybe wait until later. You know, there's so many decisions we have to make. This is why purging is so difficult. You know, like Marie Kondo makes it look easy because it's her job. Like, life-changing magic of tidying up, that's her job. She focused on it. Like, she spent her whole life studying the physical and emotional limitations of purging, right? And decluttering. So for us, like, civilians out in the wild to know what to do with our extra teas, I think it's difficult, you know? I think it really, really is hard. So yeah, that's the story behind this tea, and I think I'm gonna be proud of myself for tackling this because this is quite difficult for me. Then you attach things like you don't want to waste the tea, you don't want to disrespect the tea. A tea maker made this tea. Like a dad or a mom or an uncle or a son or a daughter made this tea. So you don't want to have hate for it, right? So where do we land, you know? And I know this is a lot to think about, and maybe you guys also think about these things too. Like, it's complicated, right? So yeah, and all I'm asking for us to do today is just purge it. Yeah, just drink it and have fun, and let's laugh together. And I'm really grateful that we can do this together because I have not touched this alone because it's scary. Right? You know? So yeah, let's have fun. Thanks for listening to me. And like, if you have something to share about a tea that you're drinking also, feel free. You know, I really welcome it. So yeah. Hi to Ben from Setting Sun Tea Hut and Delphine, welcome. Esther's having the last of her Anji Baicha. Yeah. Ben is saying roast the heck out of it to make it different. I like that idea a lot. I heard from one of our tea teachers that if you roast a tea, the taste will change, but the energetic qualities of the tea won't change, whether or not you ascribe to that or not. I've never heard, but like, that might be a good tea to like see what this happens to. Or we can like, you know, make s'mores out of it or something, just burn it, you know, but then Tiguanyin flavored s'mores. I don't know. We'll see. So to drink this tea, I have my tea from this morning, Hudsa Hao. This is a very happy tea. So I'm going to have it to the side. Yeah, I'm going to have it to the side.
In case of emergency.
In case of emergencies. It's good to have like a nice backup, you know, plan. And yeah, I chose a specific teapot for this. I I like the setup. It's so fancy. Isn't it fancy? I like it a lot. Thanks, Steven, for like figuring this out.
Long fade.
No, I chose the specific teapot. This is actually Steven's pot, right? That you got from Tea and Whisk. And Steven prepared it. This is one of his first repairs, right, Steven?
The very first
Yeah, the very first repair that he did, Kintsugi. So it's kind of, yeah, very nice. And I'm choosing it specifically for the purge because I feel like it's like armor against this tea. I feel like if it's a Gaiwan, you know, we talk about Gaiwans being very like unforgiving and they bring out everything from the tea and they don't change anything. They're kind of like a no filter look at the tea, right? The Gaiwan. Gaiwan being like a quote unquote neutral as you can get porcelain. Everything comes out, nothing is hidden, nothing is smoothed out. If you're trying to like chill something out, it's not gonna get chilled out by Gaiwan, right? So I don't want this for this tea today because I'm not studying it. Gaiwan for me is studying, dealing with everything that's inside of the tea. For me, clay is more forgiving. If you know what the clay can do for your tea, it can help you move with the tea. Like, what I mean is like this tea may be super floral or it may be super stale. It may be dry. Just, I don't know what's going to do to me. So I want to have a pot that I know really well, does well with green oolong. Steven's pot, you know, like Steven's got me here as we tackle this tea. This may or may not make sense to you, but this makes sense for me. So whatever it takes for you to deal with these teas, just do it. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense to anyone else or not. You know what I mean? Jay is saying roasting may erase memories. I like that idea. Joe's talking about teas sparking joy. This does not spark joy. Oh my god. So let's get it out of here. And yeah. I'm glad we can do this together.
Wow.
Yep.
Such wisdom. Oh my god.
So, let's see. Delphine is at work. Shh, don't tell her boss. I love that all of us are like tuning in from so many different places, from tea shops we work at, friends' tea shops. Later on, we'll be going to Tea and Whisk for the very last day we'll be spending at Tea and Whisk in this location, the Henderson location. The shop where Steven and I met. Yeah, it's just so cool how everything comes together. It never gets old for me. So thank you for sharing where you are and what you guys are doing. Ben is having a 90s Baiha from Tea Company. Hard to call it a purge. We really, really like Tea Company. Yeah. Joe, there are some young shangs that spark pure unadulterated anxiety for me. Agreed. Yeah, definitely. So we're talking about whether or not all tea sparks joy. Yeah, it's philosophical, y'all. I invite you to keep exploring that on chat because I struggle with that. Like, does every tea have to be amazing, a gift from the tea maker? Wow, nature gave this to us. Or can some teas just be bad? Like, is that okay? It's hard, right? It's like, how do you assign value to something? Yeah. I don't have the answers. If you're looking for answers, they're not here. But we have a space to talk about things and explore things, which is what I like. So, yeah. Jay has one. Learning is joy. Having a bad tea is learning. Therefore, oh my god! Wow! That's so hashtag deep. I like that a lot. I agree with you, Jay. That's another thing that makes it complicated. It's like, even if it's bad tea, it can make you grow, you know? Yeah, because that's what I feel about my ex. It's like, people are like, you're talking about him because you're not over it. And I'm like, I'm really done. Just because I'm being open about it doesn't mean I'm not over it. But to talk about it, you know, it's like, that was a joy that you can, you know, have an experience like that to like make you grow. And the sooner it happens, you don't have to deal with it later, right? If you have a bad tea now, you don't have to like learn that lesson later. That's joy for me. I find that to be joy. Right? Nicole was talking about tuition tea. The price you pay both monetarily and conceptually for the bad tea purchases you have, you know? Marjolin says, if it's bad tea but the company is good, it can still be a special memory shared. Yeah, there we go. I'm having so much fun right now, and I can't believe that I am because this tea sucks. Balls. So thank you. So fun. Gosh. So here we go. We're taking off. Oh my god. How could I respect you as a tea and also be like, holy crap, dude. Yeah, okay. So this is the tea. Ooh, the depths. And yeah, let's how much should I load this up? Should I load it up? I think I should load it up. So just quality wise, I can't help but think about the quality of it. It's very light. It's like kind of Tigonian that's like very kind of like crispy, and like a large piece doesn't weigh very much. So when your tea feels lighter than it looks, it's not typically a good tea. Tendencies are, it means like there's not a lot of like oomph in it. So I didn't even think about it consciously, but when the leaves dropped into the pot, I could just feel how light and kind of like lacking they were. Just, you know, on an objective level, it's kind of lacking. So I'm gonna like add some extra tea to kind of help it along. I'm not trying to like, what's the word for it? I'm not trying to like sabotage the tea. It still wants to be a good tea, right? So let's do our best to see if we can help it do something cool. So I'm gonna use much more leaf than usual. This is maybe like 4, I don't know actually, because the tea is so light. It's so brittle. I wish I could show you better, but like there's no like shine to the leaves. And yes, it is old, but I have teas this old that are oolongs and they still have some power, you know, but this is, it's just sad. So like, yeah, I think you guys are right. I think you guys are right. Let's just load it up. Yeah, I'm gonna fill it like halfway through.
That's all.
Yeah. It's a peer pressure. Oh no, it's like chug, 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 load, load, load. So for those of you joining, again, I'm putting so much effort into talking about this tea because this is an oolong that's like 8 years old almost, from an ex. He bought some like gaiwans from like Dragon Tea House and also picked up a fuck ton of the Tigonian. He was like, here you go. I'm like, why would you get 100 grams of Tigonian from Dragon Tea House? And not like out floating leaves or like West China.
Did he try it first, by the way?
No, it was like a blind order. I'm like, 100 grams, dude. Like, what the hell? And like, we were living in Austin then, you know? I'm like, West China's down the road. Are you fucking kidding me? And then he tried it. I'm like, here you go. You can have it to take it back to Vegas because we were long distance at the time. I'm like, now I gotta deal with this. So, purge shit is so complicated. Don't you guys have teas that you feel responsible for, but someone gifted it to you without asking you? So then you gotta deal with it. It's complicated. So that's my story. That's from 2014, bro. It's so old. So here we go. Well, let's see. Yeah, it smells like, it actually smells pretty okay now that we've loaded it up. Yeah, it doesn't smell too bad. Yeah. So thanks for joining me. I hope you guys are having a good time. I think am I talking too much? Nah, we're good. Don't worry about it. Don't overthink it. Whose show is whose Tigonian is this? It's a joke. It's a tea joke. It's not a show. It's
Ha.
Have mercy.
Wow.
Have mercy, Tigonian. I'm gonna kill Steven. Okay. So it smells okay, right?
Yeah.
It has some fruitiness to it. Yeah, it's I think it'll be good. So I'm gonna hit it. I'm not gonna like hold back. I'm gonna boiling water, near boiling, you know. When I say boiling, it's like as hot as like a kettle can be with a gooseneck in here in Vegas.
What do you want to pour that into?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't even have.
Pitcher?
Yeah, this is why it's so great that I have Steven. Thanks, Steven. Pitcher and a cup. I have the Hudzaha with me, so. Yeah, this should really probably be like a flash tape, but I was so enthralled with the idea of purging this tea that I forgot. Thank you, Steven. Steven's so great. Isn't Steven amazing? Yeah. So, yeah. Purge teas? Anyone else calling in? Purge stuff, purge issues, purge confessions? Who has... I was about to call someone specific out. With a specific amount of tea this person has that I know that they've counted in their inventory. How's your tea stash doing, you guys? Yeah. Cool. Oh, yeah. I think it's happy. I feel like, you know? I know it's kind of weird when you like ascribe like human qualities to tea, but I feel like it's happy to be brewed up. Let's see if it lines up with what we actually taste in the cup. Color's okay. It's still pretty clear. Wow. Right? I thought it'd be like cloudy. It's not bad, right? Have a smell of it. Yeah, I'm excited to try this. Now I'm like, good idea for loading it up. I think it would have suffered a lot if I didn't load it up. So thank you for telling me to load it up. Really, really good idea, I think. So yeah. So purge reports. Joe, not sure if it counts if I gave a box of samples away. Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Giving a box of samples away, top tier purge
Okay.
stuff, because you don't have to deal with it, and then that person has a bunch of samples that they can enjoy. Really, really awesome. Last week we talked about the idea of intentional giving, like targeted giving. That's not my word, but I was listening to like a decluttering podcast because I want to learn from like other fields when I deal with this stuff. Because we're tea people, right? We're not decluttering experts. So I literally looked for like a decluttering podcast and listened to these two ladies from like Ireland and like the Netherlands talk about decluttering, and they talked about targeted gifting. I'm like, wow, these people are really smart. They really thought about this stuff. Targeted gifting is good for us as tea people because we find meaning in tea and we don't like our teas to go to waste. So if you can gift something to someone specific and not just to like Goodwill or like someone you don't know, it makes us feel better. And honestly, the tea is more likely to have a good destiny, you know, with someone who would appreciate it. So yeah, please gift samples away. It's a great way to purge. I also have a couple samples I need to send out that we just haven't gotten to. And honestly, just because we've been so busy, I'm ready for them to go. And I'm trying to make sure I pick the correct teas. I want to scroll up. I want to see what, purge reports were. Down. Thanks, Steven. Steven's so great. Ben says, I have some airport teas that came from friends. Usually a drink once and keep on a shelf for compost. Airport teas. What does it mean to be an airport tea? I'm curious, Ben, because Ben did something really special during the purge and you binned the tea, like just got rid of it, which when I read it, like my mouth opened. I'm like, wow, that's some next level stuff. To be able to let go of a tea completely if it doesn't serve you. Wow, like really, really next level stuff. And Ben did show us the tea, and he was like, if you would have been able to like get rid of this tea, you know, just different approaches. I really like it. I think there are really honestly some teas we can't gift, and we just have to throw away. So thank you, Ben, for sharing that with me because I'm gaining the courage to do that also. Let's see. Alex is finishing up 2018 Chaumet from Verdant. People talking about the tea stash, you know, in the kilos. I feel you, kilo gang. Let's see, Nicole has 220 teas, was it? I think I missed the number. Tongs and kilos, 220 teas. Yep, you were speaking my language, y'all. This is also how much tea I have in like in terms of stuff. Yeah. So let's see how this tea tastes. Wow. Oh my gosh. No way. It's good. No way. Seriously? It tastes better than I thought. Steven's face is not the same as mine, but it's not bad. It's not horrible. No, right? I feel like it might make me very caffeinated in like 2 seconds, though.
Just waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, that's true. Today is also, by proxy, Steven Appreciation Day, because, yeah, Steven's much more patient than I am. I am the kind of person who's like, yeah, that's awesome, like, first sip. I mean, I think it's partially because I can trust my intuition. I'm so used to drinking tea that I can make a snap judgment, but also, it's good to, like, wait a couple seconds. But first impressions, I think it's better than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be, like, hideous. It's not hideous. Yeah? This is my looking to Steven for confirmation look. You can
Things take time.
Yeah. Yeah. Marjolaine says, thanks for giving me the courage to open up a sample of a Japanese black tea I really disliked last year. Yeah, absolutely. That's great, you know? Courage is the right word because you guys are all giving me courage to have this tea. I would not have touched this tea for like another 2 decades, if not. So courage is the right word. Ben says about the airport teas. They're like last minute gifts you find at the airport, tourist trap kinds of stuff rather than an informed gift. Feel you. So funny. That's very difficult, right? Airport teas that Ben is talking about, those are very sentimental teas, right? Because someone like went through the airport, like you know, they ran around the airport looking for this thing, and they're like, God, like Ben likes tea, right? Like tea, like Ree's a tea drinker. There's this tea that this nice airport lady is sharing to me. I should buy it, stuff it into like a suitcase. Here you go. But whether or not like it's a good tea and we like having it around is different, you know? How do we reconcile that? It's hard. It's really hard. Um, yeah. Yeah. Diaz Sarah, welcome to the stream. Suman Chow, welcome. Ah, Ceremony, welcome. Ah, so many friends from so long ago. It's so nice. We're purging tea. So for those of you joining, pull out some tea that you're scared to like drink. Just do it right now. Like just pick out the tea that you're like, it's almost like if you're like, no, wait, not that one. Yeah, that one. Just go drink it. Just go drink it. How's this treating you, Steven? We're drinking a Tiguanyin from like a long time ago. Emotional tea. Emotional, more like baggage tea. Yeah, a lot of airport jokes today. It's like baggage tea. It's not that, like, I really, yeah. It's good though. Yeah. Old Tiguanyin. It's not bad. It's okay.
Some pressure. I've only had a couple sips, you know,
Like caffeine
in
pressure.
my head right now.
Yeah. It's hurting Steven. I mean, it makes sense,
I'm
right?
not in pain. I'm just feeling things. That's all.
I feel you. So yeah, any other purge reports? What teas are you guys drinking? I'm curious, like now as we're talking about the purge teas, right? What about these teas did you not like? Like Joe saying that box of floral stuff, not one open, gifted away. Wonderful. So maybe you don't like floral teas. Marshall, and I'm curious about the black tea that you're drinking that you don't like, that you didn't like. For those of you who are struggling with your green teas, what is it about your green teas? Is it a storage issue? Is it like the packaging was not good? You know, I've talked about this with Delphine, right? Like sometimes it's the package's fault because you're holding onto a tea and then you drink it, then you're like, God, like this package isn't good anymore. What's causing your teas to sit in your storage and why do you not like them? Why? You know, just open question. Um, to answer my own question, I find it hard to let go of teas because of the concept that all tea is good. I should respect the tea, therefore I shouldn't throw it away. I also should respect my friends, therefore I shouldn't gift them tea I don't want. Mental blocks, you know. Um, that's what I deal with. Yeah. So, yeah, we survived the first sip of this tea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving it a second to like sink in a little bit. Steven and I are such a good match. I feel like you are so quiet and I'm so not, that it really balances out. I also feel like we owe the pot, which Alex said that he recognized. I think this was actually supposed to be Alex's pot. But the moment that he bought it from Tea and Whisk, the moment before he was giving his credit card to Leo at Tea and Whisk, and Leo was giving him this pot, I think someone dropped it. And then they were like, Steven, aren't you like learning Kintsugi right now or something? And then Steven inherited the pot. Was that the story?
I don't even know if I was learning at the time. I was just like, I'll take it and see if I can fix it.
Yeah. So Steven saved the pot. We weren't dating at the time, so I just heard the story.
Somebody else tried to fix it, and then I was testing it, and then it broke on me, so I fixed it myself.
Oh, dang. Nice. Oops. Okay. It really puffed up. The tea is very happy, actually. I owe you guys for telling me to pack it, because if I didn't load it up, I feel like it really would have been like just not worth drinking. I think it's quite worth drinking right now. So yeah. Axolotl, welcome. Kim from Sunblends, welcome. We're doing our purge last live session. The challenge ends tomorrow for you guys on the Discord and doing the challenge. Yeah, tomorrow Halloween, you know, because I'm lame like that. Like spoopy. Ugh. But whatever it is, you know, even if it's after the purge, keep drinking down your teas. I hope that, you know, we talk about these concepts in themes just so we can rotate, right? But I am honestly learning so much from this purge. I feel like I can take away so much from like just letting things go and being able to drink teas. And I really credit our practice together for helping with a lot of that, you know. I've mentioned on the Discord that when I see you guys talk about what you're letting go and the context in which you're letting it go, it really opens my mind of like what I can do. Like for example, Marjolaine, I see you as someone who loves Japanese tea. So when you're like, I have this Japanese black tea I dislike, I'm like, wow, even Marjolaine has like Japanese black teas that arrive to her that she doesn't like and she has to let go. And yeah, I think we just it's obvious, right?
It
People
happens.
have teas that they don't like, but because of the way that social media is, it's almost like everyone always has good tea all the time. Not that it's our fault, but it's just the way it is, right? It's just the patterns that we show, right? Because I don't post about the shit teas that we don't like. We almost never get to, you know. And we almost never get to talk about our frustrations. Like, I'm having a bad tea day. I don't like this tea. Fuck this tea. All due respect, those feelings come up. They're not appropriate, quote unquote, appropriate to share with social media. So it helps a lot. So thank you for being honest with us, and I think it helps all of us much better. Joe saying he's wrapping up a fourth steep on these two. What are the teas you're drinking, Joe? He's about to set up a 2020 Old Ways Teas Jinjin to close out the fifth purge tea. You're like going. Yeah, that's awesome. If you're also the type to be able to just like drink teas down quickly, do it, you know? Marjolaine says that green tea sit endlessly in my storage because I only have a small season window where I really want to drink green tea, but somehow I keep receiving or buying green teas anyway. Marjolaine, I think you live in a much colder place than we do, and we're kind of lucky that we can kind of drink tea more or less all year. I think we have the opposite issue. We almost never drink enough show or roasted oolong, like dark roasted oolong, because the summer is so long. And the period of time where it's like, wow, cozy, like Lapsang Suchong with like, you know, like a book and like the fireplace vibes is maybe like 2 weeks out of the year here in Vegas. Like a month. So yeah, that's tough. Joni, welcome. TG Loves again, welcome. Dino, it's nice to see you. Let's see. Dino is also getting rid of old teas to make way for new teas. Holiday season's coming up for those of you who are about to start shopping for the holiday season. Good reason. Joe's having that Malfang, 4 ounces of it. Oh my god, 4 ounces is so much. Yeah, always hard. When you have so much of a tea. Like I packed this tea, but like I still have quite a bit of it left. But now that I've tasted it, I don't feel so bad gifting it to someone else because it's actually quite okay. I'm not gonna pretend that it's amazing or actively good. It's not bad though. Like you can really kind of share this with someone as an example of how tea ages. So yeah, it's going really well. Yeah. So second steep of this Dragon Tea House 8-year-old Tiguanyan. I don't mean this in a good way. This is not aged correctly. It's not supposed to be a tea that we kept this long. Again from the ex of mine that I was dating long time ago. Yeah, it's weird. It's like yeah, so long ago. So much has changed since then, but also not much because I didn't like this tea at the time. And I don't like it right now all that much. It's kind of drying. I did steep it a little bit too long maybe, but yeah. How are you guys doing? By the way, as we're working through these teas, how's the tea treating you? Are there any good things happening with the teas that you're drinking? I know I'm kind of going back and forth between like, screw this tea and like, wow, this tea is kind of okay, but that's just the way I fly. you know, there are always good things and bad things about something. So, Marshallin said if I had a bath, perhaps I'd attempt a tea bath as a way to use up some bulk tea. We've done that. We did one last year. Steven was like, we're only doing this if you're cleaning the bath afterwards. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So we actually have some like pictures of us like having a foot soak in like the bath with like a fuck ton of sencha from Bluebird Tea Company.
Oh, that was actually a gift. Someone
Oh, a gift.
joined me.
So possibly airport tea. The green
Possibly,
tea. Yeah. So we just dumped a whole bit of like just
Sencha.
airport tea, like beautiful packaging, crappy tea. Just dumped it into like the bath. So it
It
was
brought
like
us joy.
it brought us joy, yeah, because we had a sencha bath. And I was thinking about like, you know, the stories in Japan of like places that have like green tea baths. So I'm like, wow, we would have paid like 1,500 yen for one of these, but here we go, like
Yeah.
sencha bath in like Las Vegas. It was quite nice. If anyone's thinking about using tea for a bath, highly recommend. If you really just have no better use for the tea. I will say though, clean your bathroom right after, because the stains will stain your bath, especially if you're here in Vegas with hard water. Because yeah, our bath was sencha colored for a little bit. Yeah. Joni's been trying to eat her teas lately. Tell us more about that, Joni. Culinary stuff is kind of like a weakness of mine. I keep leaving teas in the kitchen. In theory, like, oh, if I leave it in the kitchen, I'll use it to cook something. Success rate for that since last year's purge is like 0%. Maybe 1. Actually, no, I think I made like a genmaicha soup one time. So that's not bad, but you know, it could be better. Just practice. Yeah. How's this tea treating you, Steven?
Not terrible.
Yeah, it's not terrible. I'm asking you this question after reading Ben's comment. At every sip, you're walking back your approval of this tea. I do feel that
It
way.
did not age properly.
It did not age properly.
I think that's my big comment about it. Like, I did not taste this tea when it was fresh,
Yes.
but yeah, this tea is not aged properly.
I mean, I don't think it was tea that was meant to be aged properly anyway. When I first tasted this, it was a very, 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 very green tea guanyin. Nothing wrong with green tea guanyin. Sometimes green tea guanyin can age, okay? Like, that's my opinion. I think that green oolong can age when it's processed correctly or processed in a way that allows it to age well. This tea was a tea that was processed to be very floral, very green, very explosive at the beginning of its life, at the risk of, and you know, the result is it doesn't age very well over time. And that's a processing choice that the maker does, or they don't have a skill to process it in a way that can age properly. And what we're tasting is it's kind of sour, it's kind of stale, it's kind of
Sour,
grippy,
yeah.
dry. I am interested to see what happens if we roast it though, actually. So maybe we will. I can't promise. Maybe we should just commit to it, just roast it. We should have like a roasting day, because if it's just one tea, what's it gonna make for the rest of our stash?
Right.
We should get a bunch of tea and like roast it. Does Noah from Floating Leaves need some roasting practice teas? I bet they have a fuck ton of tea.
I'm sure they have plenty of tea.
Yeah, Noah from Floating Leaves is like, you know, roasting, charcoal roasting, right? Now in Seattle. It's charcoal roasting, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
So he has a good way to purge some teas. Yeah.
Well, he's going for good final product, you know. So he wants the starting tea to be something he knows well.
That's true. So we should just roast it ourselves just for practice. You can do this using like an oven, but I honestly want to have like a roaster, like just to see, or like I actually want a Taiwanese style roaster because I taught me how to like roast a little bit. Not the same way that Noah did, but like she taught me how to like arrange the leaves in like a roaster. Anyway, we're rambling. Ramble to yourselves too in terms of what you can do for your teas. I hope that you're thinking as you're listening to me about what works for you and like the teas that are bothering you and your personality and what your patterns are, you know. So yeah. The tea bath that Delphine's asking, how was it? It was very relaxing. It smelled like sencha. And I felt like I was in tea Disneyland because I'm a tea person. Anything tea related is like, wow, like tea bath, tea ice cream, tea Kit Kat, tea anything. So it was great. Still recommend a tea bath. Yeah. Joe is saying bowl brewing in large quantity. Yes, we
Pretty
made those
much, yeah.
jokes also. So you and I have the same ideas. Yeah. Um, Ben says those bags aren't the best for long-term storage. That tea might do okay in a jar though. Yeah. Really don't like these pouches, especially when they're like half empty. They're not really good for long-term storage. I also see like tins, like washi tins, to be honest. Like I really, really love the look of washi tins, the Japanese paper, with a tin. Find that most of the ones in the market, they actually make the tea taste quite kind of like stale after a little bit. So I have a lot of them. If anyone would like some free washi tins, just pay for shipping. I am giving them away because they take up a lot of space. They're beautiful, but I don't like them for storage, to be honest, you know? But if you want to use it for something else, or if you don't mind the storage taste of those washi tins, let me know, because I'm not using them. Yeah. 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 Ah, poor tea. I wish I drank you earlier, but it's okay. Stuff happens. So yeah, as we wind down, yeah, I'm curious to see what your, thoughts are about purge stuff. I've been talking a lot, and now I want to kind of again ask you guys, what are your takeaways? What are some things that you wish maybe you could tell someone who's starting to like build up a stash and might be going the same direction as you or me or us? What do you wish you told yourself from a couple years ago in terms of like preparing for the stash situation? Was there something you could have done, or was it something just inevitable that now we just have to learn how to deal with? Um, yeah, because we're having fun. This is great, but I do want this to be stuff we can use for our tea practice in the long run. I don't want to come back to the purge next year and be like, haha, like we didn't do anything in the last like 12 months in terms of the purge. I don't want to do that. I feel like that happened to me last year. Um, I purged a lot during the purge. I think I got some like good habits, but then I didn't really actively purge the rest of the year after that. But I want it to be a little bit different this time, to be honest. So, yeah, what are your takeaways? What are you gonna do different? Or what do you want to try? It doesn't have to be perfect. If next year the purge happens again and you still have the tea, it's okay to process. Um, I have met amazing tea masters that also have tea purge issues. They have teas that they buy and they gifted it to me and they're like, I don't know why I bought that. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe that you did that. You know? Yeah, even tea people, even tea masters of like many, many decades also have issues with their tea stash. And that helps me a lot because sometimes I think about these tea masters, like just icons of the tea industry, having a perfect tea practice, perfect setup. And some people do have like beautiful, like perfect collections. But I find that they're quite few and far between for the other people I mean, Steven, you've seen the back rooms of tea people in Taiwan. They have a lot of tea. And sometimes they have no idea what the tea is. And
Yeah.
it's not always like tea that they kept to age. Sometimes it's just tea that they just don't like anymore. So, yeah, it's totally okay as long as we keep working on it, right? Um, yeah, I think for me, I I think just breaking my pattern of like I do this thing where if there's a tea, I reach for it and I'm like, oh, this tea. And then my pattern is I'm gonna make up an excuse not to drink it. This tea is too nice, too expensive. I'm too busy today. It's only a little bit of it. Someone gifted this to me. I'm waiting to drink this with XYZ. I want to do a side by side tasting. I got this tea to compare with 7 other yancha. And I got this shangpuer to compare in a side by side with a different shang of the same mountain of a different year. Those are my excuses. Those are my patterns. But now that I'm aware of them, I think I can work with them a little bit better. So, and I've seen that in myself. Now I can kind of get a tea. I still have the same like, no, don't drink that. That's. And I'm like, wait, no. Let's drink it right now. And then it turns out great. That's me. So yeah, appreciate any thoughts about that. I think that's me. That's not a conclusion that I came to by myself. It's a conclusion I've come to with your help and with Steven's help and with so many other people's help. So the more that we can put our thoughts on paper and share them with others, I think it's just a win-win, you know? Yeah, it's helped me so much. So I hope it helps you too. Yeah. Third steep of this. I'm gonna ask Steven honestly. Steven, honestly, will we keep drinking this after the stream?
Nope.
What are we gonna do with it?
We're gonna go back to the Hezuhao.
That's true. Well, okay, so this is my thing now. I'm like, I want to finish the tea. That's another thing. That's another mental block. I have a problem drinking tea without finishing it all the way through because I assign value to the idea that I'm getting as much possible from the tea. That also stops me from drinking down teas because if I feel like I'm not going to get the most out of the tea, if I don't have a perfect session with it, if I don't do justice to it, these are all real things I tell myself. If I don't do justice to it, it's not worth brewing. So I am not happy with myself throwing away this tea after 3 steeps. But we kind of have to, right? Help. Do we have to?
We can get back to it later in the day.
But will we? Tea and whisk is happening, right?
Ah, that's true.
And then I have to go to like my tutoring thing after this. And then like we have the Hezuhao, which is still waiting. We have so much other tea.
Yeah.
So I'm going through this right now. Flowing the logic, like going through the flow of logic, I should dump this tea afterwards. That's what the answer is.
We won't want to, but it'll sit on the table until, I don't know, Monday morning, and then we'll clean out the pot, right?
Yes. Honestly. Like, I'll keep it because in theory I will drink it more, but we're not going to want to.
Yeah.
Because it's done. Like, it served its purpose, right? And yeah. So we will dump it after this session, and I just have to be okay with it, you know? So, yeah. Yep. Yeah. This is helpful.
It's an exercise.
This is really helpful. It's an exercise for me because of the mental like struggles I go through. You know, in terms of like ideas in tea. And my theme is like I always want things to be perfect for tea. You know? I also welcome the idea of like cold brewing it. The fact that you're not aware of is that we're cold brewing something right now and we haven't touched it yet.
Yeah.
So because we're cold brewing those jasmine pearls right now and we still haven't drunk them, I don't think we should cold brew this tea. And I think it's a very valid response to like want to like cold brew it because you want to get more out of it, but we already have cold brew, so we need to let it go. Yeah. I'm sorry if this is super serious because this is the struggle I honestly do face is like I
I think we
really
can brew it 2 more times in the next 10 minutes.
I don't think we still have tea. You serious? No, I don't think so. So yeah. Thank you for, you know, being here and working through this stuff with me. And it's just the way it is. And Steven made some faces drinking the rest. Is it really sour?
When it gets cold, it's not.
Ooh!
There you go. Yep.
Wow! It's like a Sour Patch Kid.
Hey, there's the good news.
Ooh! Wow. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. So yeah, that's the session, and I hope you guys are doing okay. Last little calls for like, you know, how your teas are doing. Marjolaine says, all the excuses I have too. It helps so much. Honestly, it helps me feel like I'm not stupid and I'm not dumb for having these struggles. You know, like that someone else is dealing with it too. And we're not stupid. It's just normal. We're humans, you know, like I'm wired to have these feelings. You know? Ben says, what more do you need from that tea that saving it will get you? Yeah, exactly. What more do I need? It served a purpose. We had some fun, right? We were talking about how a bad tea can be great with good company. I've had so much fun with this tea. It served its purpose. And the only thing that I would keep it for is to like guard my own self-esteem in terms of like, I don't waste tea. I always get the most out of my tea. I never waste tea. I always do the best I can. I always do justice to the tea. That's what I'm thinking. It's so hard to talk about. So yeah. My stomach is also starting to like gurgle a little bit because of this tea. I'm not sure if I'm just hungry or not, but let's see what the Hutzel does to us. So I've had the Hutzel from earlier that we keep. I like to keep a tea beside me in case a tea hits me really hard. Caffeine or chachi, tea drunk, whatever you call it, sometimes the tea hurts us. And this tea is okay. It's not horrible, but it's not that comfortable. Wow, it's so amazing. The Hutzel is so good. Wow, amazing. Okay, now that I've drunk that, this is not gonna get drunk anymore.
I feel like over time, it's just going down.
It is going down actually. The tea is going down in quality. I think also I'm waiting for it. Usually when I talk a lot, the teas that I tend to like to drink don't get too sour or dry over time, so I'm okay with them. But this tea is naturally I think that lower quality teas.
My comfort level is going down and down and down.
Oh, I see.
Over time.
I see. I think that just tea too is just degrading over time. A lower quality tea will tend to like get worse and worse as you steep it more and as you let it sit in the cup. Versus this tea is like an hour and 45 minutes old. And it's perfect. Sweet candy pour deliciousness, gushu from the gods.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, and then yeah. Thank you for helping me, guys. Like I really appreciate it. I hope that this has been somewhat productive for you guys. It's been very productive for me. And really what I have to say is that because of the way that you guys show up for me and that I'm able to show up for you, I really learn a lot. And my tea practice is so much richer being able to share with other people. I think that there are different kinds of personalities in tea. Some people learn a lot better alone, and some people learn a lot better in person. And whatever that is for you, I welcome that. I think it's good to like be different, right? But I'm someone who learns a lot very, very well with other people, with me, being able to look to someone. That's why I look to Stephen like, right? Isn't that right? I'm someone who doesn't have a lot of trust in my own self, I think is what it is. Like my intuition, I have intuition, but I don't like to trust it because I think I'm wrong. I don't know enough. Like, how could I pretend to know? Or if I have ideas about what's wrong with my stash, I'm like, am I stupid? Am I dumb that I can't drink this tea? Why am I struggling with so much with this? I have a lot of discomfort having to rely on myself for the right answers. So I thrive really well being able to trade notes with people. And I don't think this is even a bad thing. Like, I've had people tell me in like a very like, I don't know, like instructive manner before, like, no, trust yourself. Well, it's like easy for you to say. If you're that kind of person who has that trust in yourself, I'm building towards that slowly over time. But as a human, I know that I thrive when I'm together with like-minded people who can share notes, have the same, stories, be vulnerable, be honest, and like have fun with it, And that's how I learn. I hope that, the way that we're doing this helps some of you. Or maybe if you're not that kind of person, you can understand some of the people you work with in terms of what they need from you, because not everyone is the same. Everyone has different stuff. And yeah, that's it. So thank you is what I mean. And I hope that this helps for you also. I'm going to close out. The purge is ending tomorrow. Discord's open. The challenge is open. Next month is going to be about black tea. So if you have any interest in black tea study, we're going to be going deep into black tea study in November. We're going to be doing some live sessions here on Instagram, but I highly recommend joining the Discord if you are someone who wants to focus a little bit more and trade notes the same way. So black tea in November. I'm not sure what the start date is yet, but the purge has been very good for me. I've gotten so much from this challenge. I hope that you guys have too. And yeah, I'm going to let this tea go. This is a big win for me. Thank you for helping me get to this point with this tea. It helps a lot. So yeah. Anything else, Steven? Have a wonderful Saturday. Yeah, treat yourselves well. The Discord, DM me for an invite. Yeah.
There's a link in the bio.
There's a link in the bio also, but if in case you get lost, just let me know. But yeah, like have a wonderful weekend. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I really, really appreciate you. It's so great to be able to practice tea and grow together. So yeah, I think that's it. DM me if you have any questions, anything to share that you couldn't hear on stream, and I always welcome anything. Always open. So have a great weekend. And then one last thing, bid us goodbye at Tea and Whisk in Henderson. This is the last day that the Henderson location will be open for Tea and Whisk. So if you're far away, support the shop. That's the shop that me and Steven met. You know, Joe is over at Ceremony and Delphine's over at Camellia. Maybe someone else is over at a tea shop also. Please support your tea shops. They're the places that people really learn about tea and have like a real like hands-on experience. So as much as I think our streams are awesome, tea shops, like really important part of the tea community also. I just have so much like love and like gratefulness. That's I'm like everything, just tea love everywhere. Okay, thank you. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.